I'll caution to you. The real reflection here. Walking around a little bit today. Actually, earlier yesterday, I was like, oh man, I really should do a video. And part of the only reason why I said that was because I just set up some new lighting in my room. Shout out to my little brother on that one. He hooked it up. And I thought the lighting on it looked absolutely incredible. So I was like, oh yeah, totally. Let me shoot a little video. But then what happened? I didn't shoot a little video. So here we are today. And while I'm enjoying the sun, to say the least, a beautiful, beautiful day, a little bit of demo work on my side, exercise in the body. That's really what I treat this as. It's like a nice little exercise piece. And it's enjoyable, It's really cool to see the progress of work through time. And I remember the first day I was over here and then seeing it today. That aside, continuing to refine everything that I can possibly refine. But then breaking it down specifically, tone. That's one thing I'm really working on and continuing to work on, is really to be sharper with my tone and to be more aware of how it is I'm actually speaking. 2 is my routines and how disciplined am I being about my routines that I've set out for myself, right? It's not like someone's like, you got to do these routines. No, that's me for me. And making sure that I'm on them, acting stuff. I've got quite a few auditions actually this past week. I think I've had 4 or 5 maybe. So lots going on there. I'm super excited about that. Really enjoying the process. A couple of them got back to me, or they're like, oh, sorry, we're not going to take you. And I was like, all good. I love it for the practice, I had fun there, and the enjoyment of it, of being able to explore a character, play around with it a little bit and see what comes of it there. It's a beautiful, beautiful day, and I'm really, really appreciating that. The sun is really nice, and I don't know, it's a glimpse of what spring will be like, which is enjoyable. Other things that I'm working on refining right now are my ways of thinking. Divorcing from those old ways of thinking that I thought were helpful and were kind of just a little addictive, in the sense of oh, woe is me, blah, 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 all those types of things. And working on refining my attitude towards life, regardless of what's happening around me or in the world, Every single day I get to decide, what is today like? What do I want today to be like? And regardless of whatever external circumstances happen in the day that I'm in, I get to choose what it is that I want to feel like. And that's beautiful. That's really beautiful. That sense of, in this body and in this mind body, if you will, this spirit gets to decide what happens. And that's that. So I appreciate that. And sometimes I get caught up in the story because I'm a human being, that's part of being a human being. I was just noticing over there, I haven't really looked this way in the yard. But I don't know why I said but so emphatically, as if I was going to say something that was completely contrary to what I just said previously. But there I do it again. No. I gotta also be aware of, hey man, it's okay, whatever little stories you buy into from time to time. Listen to the stories that other people tell and how, the nature of the stories, More often than not, what I find is that, because I've been listening to quite a few people who are going through stuff recently, and what I find is that there's this belief that whatever that story is how everything in the world is. In other words, it dictates everything. And it's not necessarily true. In fact, I would say it's only true because that person believes it's true. And I'm grateful for them because they help me see my own stories that I tell myself that aren't necessarily true, It's by seeing and hearing what someone else says and the troubles that they go through or they think that they're going through, it helps me to see, where am I doing that in my own life, and what stories am I really buying into, and what do I gotta let go of? Just a little bit more. So, all to say that I'm grateful for those that are in my life, and even those that aren't in my life. You know, I have no, I guess, hard feelings towards them. You know, I'm where I'm at, they're where they are, and life is life. So, with that, keep up, thrive, and stay sexy. With windy hair today. Windy, windy, windy. A whirlwind of windy hair.